Welcome to the Xbox original to USB mod video. Today we'll be covering how to modify your Xbox original controller to work with your PCs. The first thing we're going to need is a few items. First being the original Xbox controller, followed up by a sacrificial USB cord that we can use to connect the controller to our PCs. Thirdly, we'll need a soldering iron, followed by some electrical tape so we can cover up those solder joints, and finally the software, which will be linked in the description below. Here I'm using a USB splitter for Rock Band. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to open up this USB hub and see what we have inside. Most USBs will have the same cord colors, but occasionally you'll find some that the colors don't match. Here it was clear cut. It was all the same colors on both sides, so if you have a Rock Band splitter, I would use it. I had one extra lying around, so it made sense. So we're going to split the wires out, fan them out a little bit. You may want to give yourself a little extra room. I actually ended up having to cut further down the wire to get a little more space to work with. Next, we're going to work on the controller portion. We're going to cut off this end here. We can save that for something later if we want. If not, just toss it. We're going to split the wire here and pull the shielding back. Alright. We're going to collect all that shielding up here at the bottom. There'll be 5 cables in here. We'll be using all of them except for this yellow one here, which we're going to clip short here shortly. Now, if you notice, there are 2 red and red, green and green, white and white, and black and black. So we're going to connect red to red, black to black, green to green, and white to white. We're going to use a little bit of solder here to heat up and close up these joints. We're going to check it and make sure it's secure. Then we're going to move on to the next wire. Now that we got the negative hooked, or the ground, I mean. Usually you want to start with your ground, just for general working with electronics. We're going to split this out now. Connect the red to red. Alright. Now that that's connected, we're going to add a little, we get a little solder here on the red. We're going to make sure it flows in here nicely. Now that those are closed up, we have our ground and our reds connected. Next we'll be connecting these green together. Get a little better look here and see if we can get this on camera. Alright, we'll be twisting these up here. And then we're going to put a little solder on here as well. Okay, and last but not least, the white cables. And we'll put solder on them as well. Make sure we got a nice connection here. Make sure I'm cleaning up all this excess solder hanging about. Now I'm going to take some electrical tape here and isolate each one of these connections to make sure they're not touching. And you want to make sure you're not touching any of the shielding from the inside of the cable as well. Once we have each one of these isolated, we're going to tape them to the actual cord to just clean it up, and then we're going to cover all that in more electrical tape just to give us a better looking end product. Now all is left to do is connect it back in with the original Xbox controller, plug it into our USB port, and download the software, run it, and everything should be good to go.